F1's Chinese Grand Prix returned with the sprint race, and we got to see some crazy moments, whether it is drivers slipping all around the track, to close overtakes, to Lando winning the qualifier, and also Hamilton finishing P2 during the actual sprint race. Sprint weekends are a mad dash and a headache within the world of Formula One. Sprint races are interesting or not, it's up to the people to decide. But let's understand the key details and features of a sprint race. What is a sprint race? Introduced to the Formula One calendar as a trial in 2021, sprint races were initially designed to add an extra layer of excitement and competition to race weekends while reducing the mostly unwatched practice sessions. Over the years, these races have been refined in response to team feedback, fan input, and evolving sporting regulations, culminating in the format adopted in 2024. What is the F1 Sprint? The sprint is a short race. It covers 100 kilometers, about one-third of a typical Grand Prix distance, and should last about 30 minutes. This length has been chosen to encourage a race that is dynamic rather than strategic. Unlike a Grand Prix, there are no mandatory pit stops. Pit stops aren't banned, but the race is too short for tire changes to be effective. The venues chosen for sprint events are all tracks with great overtaking potential, picked to try and ensure the sprint is a flat-out, aggressive melee from start to finish. Points are on offer, from 8 down to 1, awarded for the first 8 cars to finish. How does the F1 Sprint work? A sprint weekend is different to the traditional Grand Prix weekend, but it's still a 3-day affair with the Grand Prix as the main event, only with even more excitement. A Formula One weekend is usually run over Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Over the 3 days, the F1 cars appear on track for 5 sessions. A standard weekend has 3 free practice sessions, FP1, FP2, and FP3, lasting an hour each. Another hour for qualifying, which sets the grid for the Grand Prix, and then the Grand Prix itself. On a sprint weekend, 2 of the practice sessions are deleted and replaced. A sprint qualifying session sets the grid for the sprint. That replaces FP2 on a Friday afternoon. The sprint itself replaces FP3 on Saturday, before qualifying for the Grand Prix happens as normal in the afternoon. With limited free practice running, the pressure is on to get the setup right first time, and with extra points available in a sprint weekend, it's even more intense. What is F1 Sprint qualifying? Sprint qualifying takes place on Friday afternoon, split into 3 stages, SQ1, SQ2, and SQ3. Lasting 12 minutes, 10 minutes, and just 8 minutes, respectively, the session follows a similar format to qualifying. The 5 slowest drivers are eliminated after SQ1 before 5 more drop out from SQ2, thereby setting the grid positions from 20th up to 11th in the sprint. The 10 remaining drivers head into SQ3 to determine the top 10 grid slots, with the fastest drivers starting from the front of the pack in Saturday's sprint race. How many F1 sprints are there? 6 venues will host F1 sprint events in 2024. China and Miami make the sprint lineup for the first time, joining Austin and Qatar, which both return to host their second sprint events. Austria hosting their third, and Brazil hosting their fourth. Complete the exciting 2024 F1 sprint roster. Point scoring in a sprint race. First place, 8 points. Second place, 7 points. Third place, 6 points. Fourth place, 5 points. Fifth place, 4 points. Sixth place, 3 points. Seventh place, 2 points. And 8th place, 1 point. Why was the F1 Sprint introduced? Simply put, the sprint weekend delivers more bang for your buck. Many spectators enjoy simply watching the cars during a practice session, but it isn't everyone's idea of a good time. The sprint format guarantees meaningful action every day, with either points or grid position at stake. It gives fans at the track the opportunity to see F1 cars absolutely flat out on each day of the event, and gives viewers at home more racing to enjoy. Why not have an F1 Sprint everywhere? One of the very great virtues of Formula One is that each Grand Prix is distinctive. Some circuits are not a natural fit for the sprint format. Others run a higher chance of car damage and would make teams overly cautious. And some circuits are very comfortable with their traditional weekend format. Stay ahead of the curve with all things Formula One. Don't forget to hit like, share with fellow F1 enthusiasts, and subscribe for more thrilling content on the world's fastest sport.